Thank you for tuning in to Geeky Girls Night In. And before I start the intro, I kind of need to say something. Quinzel is here, by the way.
Hi.
Hey. So I have spoken on a couple of podcasts about Babylon 5. And I know it's an old show, but you must realize that it's a show that I didn't watch growing up. And I'm in the middle of watching it now. And I'm very upset because they done captured Captain Sheridan. And they are using all sorts of crazy torture on him. like no joke. Let me tell you about this. Spoiler alert for a show that's like 20 years old. So they put him in this room with his torturer, right? And the torturer's like, you gotta sign this confession, man. You gotta sign this confession. There's nothing I can do. I'll always tell you the truth. You need to sign this confession. He's like, I will not sign this confession. And then like they brought in like an alien, like another species, because like Babylon 5 is all about space and species and all that.
Right.
And so like they had tortured the alien, and the alien was confessing that him and his counterparts had influenced Captain Sheridan to do this overthrow the government bullshit. Which he ain't trying to overthrow the government. The government's already been overthrown by fascists. By fascists. So
what are you really trying to say?
Right? So he's just trying to take his government back.
Right.
So, and like the alien is weeping and crying, and Captain Sheridan is like, you know what? They're only doing this to your body. They can't break your spirit. They're all doing this externally. You're fine. And the dude was like, I have nothing more to say. And then like the torturer was like, are you sure? And he's like, I am fine. And they threw the alien on a stretcher, and then you heard like a loud, like, and like trailed him out the room, and then you heard a loud buzzsaw and the alien screaming, right? So we all know what happened, right? So, Captain Sheridan keeps resisting, #resist, and the torturer is like, there's nothing more I can do for you. This is the way that it has to be. And they put him on the same stretcher, and they strap him down like they did the alien. And he's like, take him to room 17. And there's like these two figures in black in room 17. And like the people that put him in there, first of all, they had him trailing down a hallway, and somebody's reading him last rites. Now you think he'd be freaked out, but he had made his peace with everything. So he was just sitting chilling on the stretcher. He's just like, come at me, bro. And so they put him in this room, and like those four guys leave, and there's two dark figures, and they're covered from head to toe, right, in black. Like they got like black masks on, and it looks like a latex S&M jungle in there. And then all of a sudden those four guys come back, take him off the stretcher, put him in a chair like the one that he was shackled to just a few minutes ago. They take the stretcher. The stretcher is actually a desk, the same desk that was in the room that he was in before. And then another torturer comes in. And then one of the latex people that are covered in latex takes their mask off. It's the alien. He's part of this too. So they're just like mind gaming him all up. And before I came down here, like it was the next episode, and like they had him drugged, and so he was imagining he was back on Babylon 5, and what was actually going on wasn't really going on. So, but I came down here to podcast, but we record it, so I'll be able to find out what happened.
I am concerned.
You should be. And this is all Garibaldi's fault. I just want to put that out there. And if there are any like diehard Babylon 5 people, y'all can come fight me. Because like I know Garibaldi was being controlled by somebody. I can't remember who right now. But he should have died before he did this to his captain. This is trash.
Yeah, I definitely should have gotten into that before, like, in adulthood. Like, there's some advantage to getting into stuff later, you know?
Yes.
I think we talked about this before.
Yes.
But, I mean, so the way you're describing it to me and what I remember is similar to what I remember from the OJ case. Like,
Yeah.
Bits and pieces, but major things that I missed in my childlike mind.
Yeah, I didn't see this like growing up. Like Jeff just started recording it on TV, and I would sit in there and I'd be like, what's this? What's going on? Who is that? I like him. He's nice. Oh, he's kind of hunky. What's this going on? What is it? I like her. She's got a big mouth. She talks a lot.
So I thought you were going to say a big booty.
No.
I don't think anybody has a big booty in Babylon.
No.
Booty lawn.
No. Nobody does. And then like now it's to the point where like I hear it and I go running, and Geeky Baby's like, I hope Dada's watching Babylon 5. And I'm like, yes, let's go see. So,
it's beautiful.
Yes. Good times at our house. Okay. So sorry, that was a really long rant, and that wasn't even supposed to be part of the show, but I was feeling it in my soul. So, that's how it goes. What you drinking?
What am I drinking? Let me see here.
Oh my god.
I think it's gone now.
Oh my god.
So I made a concoction. It's that unicorn ice cream that's being sold by Kroger stores.
Yes.
So I added some vitamin D milk to it because that's all I got, So I'm gonna bulk up, for summertime. But thought I'd make a milkshake out of it. The cookie crumbs keep getting like stuck in the straw, but other than that, I'd say it's pretty A+.
Are there boys in your yard?
I'm looking at my yard right now. I mean, there's a couple.
Okay.
They're underage though.
Oh no, we don't mess with underage.
And I don't know if they're trying to go to their yard. I think they're confused about where the line of the yard is. So they're in my yard technically, and they're technically boys. But
okay, but you don't know if the shake actually brought them there.
Oh well, there was an ice cream truck earlier, so that probably brought them to the yard.
Okay.
More than my actual shake. So some form of shake, maybe not mine, but maybe the ice cream man. Ugh, that doesn't sound good.
You remember that song by Master P, Mr. Ice Cream Man? Like,
how did it go? I know it was like something like that.
Like, I don't remember his part, but the chorus was like, it's the ice cream man. And like, I forget how old I was when it came out, but somebody was like, did you know that song's about cocaine? And I'm like, what?
I remember something like that. Yeah. Thinking like, oh wow. Cause there was that. And then there was like laundromat out at the same time. And that was like a euphemism for something.
No, laundromat wasn't a euphemism for anything. Cause like the music video took place in the
laundromat. But it's a euphemism. Well, okay. That's what church told me.
I don't trust your church. So.
We learned it in Bible study that we should not be listening to laundromat because it incites sinful behavior. Put the clothes on the wash now. But I think it was really about a laundromat. I think you're right.
It was that, or like washing somebody out of your life.
Is that what it's about?
We'll look that up later. We'll have to look that up later.
Okay. I need to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, also, if you know, what that song is about, feel free to tweet us at Geeky Girls NI. I am not drinking anything tonight because I just had a piece of Dairy Queen ice cream cake, and it was very good. And I haven't had ice cream cake in years, and it had a really bad Superman logo on it. And like,
I love those.
The Superman logo was yellow and red.
You know what? The uglier the logo, the almost more delicious the cake is.
My husband, it was for my husband, and he was very confused. He's like, I don't even like superheroes. Why do I have a Superman? I was like, look, it was either this or something called a blizzard cake. I don't know what a blizzard cake is, so you got the original like you wanted, and you will take the Superman-esque. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're drinking or not drinking. What are you drinking? Let us know. So let's start this off. I want to talk a little bit about gaming news today. There is a game called El Sword, and it's by Gameforge. And I'm just going to read you what I have. And it's Gameforge's anime-styled side-scrolling MMORPG. So, pretty cool. Elsword today welcomes its 13th character. The character's name is Labby. And she's a mysterious girl with strange powers, and she's ready to go on exciting adventures with European Elsword players starting now. She's a pint-sized powerhouse that knows how to cause a stir. She relies on Nisha, a trusted and allied being in form of a wondrous mirror with its own consciousness. So that's pretty cool. And I have a link for gameplay with Labby, and I'll put that in the show notes for you. Yay. Also, right now, the Steam summer sale is going on. I was thinking of picking up PUBG, and I missed it when it was like $10, and I'm bummed about that. So the price is up a little bit, but I'm still considering picking it up. And I also picked up an independent game that I'm going to review later, so I don't really want to get into it, but I will say this. So on the podcast, I mentioned a while back that I was allowed to try a dating simulation game. And funnily enough, I played it with my husband. It was absolutely hilarious. I did piss poorly. My person, or like the answers to the questions, culminated in him like playing card games with this woman, and the cards had naked people on them.
Okay, I guess.
And that's not what you want on a first introduction / date. It was not good. But because of that, and because I downloaded that game on Steam, Steam seems to think that I'm interested in sex games.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's done very interesting things to my recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not interested in sex games all that much. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I'd play it. But
I mean, you should play the dating simulator. It was hilarious. Like, I had a good time playing it, and like we ended up screaming at the screen because in what world would this happen? Like, the dude rolled up to the country club in a tank.
Okay, so how can we is this like screenshot savvy? Like, can I screenshot stuff and post it?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Then maybe I just need to get on this dating sim. Like, maybe me and my spouse do that stuff.
We'll talk about this after the show, but I think I can let you borrow it. I'm not 100% on it though.
Ooh.
We'll see. Fortnite. I don't have too much news about Fortnite. It's just that its sales are down by 1/3 this year. I can kind of honestly see this. I've never actually purchased anything on Fortnite, and I only played it fairly heavily for like 3 weeks maybe, because I enjoyed playing it with my spouse. It was fun. They're like, where are you at? And then like the highlight of it all was I was in a building and I was searching for a weapon and hadn't had one yet. And then this other person comes around the corner and they don't have a weapon yet. And so we look at each other for a split second and start beating each other to death with our shovels.
I
won.
I kind of wish That's great. That's great.
I was like, I don't have a weapon. Wait a minute. Neither do they. Come here. It was just a mess.
I love that.
It took us 15 minutes to kill them.
Yeah. I can imagine. You can't just whack somebody to death in one. Well, I guess depending on your strength, you could.
Right.
Oh,
but honestly, I prefer. I haven't played it yet, but I prefer the look of PUBG because the building aspect of Fortnite just always tripped me up. I can't build as fast as some of those people.
Yeah. So
even like in the practice arena, I'm horrible at it. So, and it's just so frenetic and just rapid pace. I'm old. I can't do it.
I mean, it's fine. I love gaming. I am not the best. I can button mash to my heart's content.
There we go.
Yeah.
So did you see at E3, the preview for Cyberpunk 2077?
Ooh, no.
Okay, so it's a game that's kind of Witcher-esque, except not in that time frame. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that has people talking, this was the video game that Keanu Reeves came out and talked about because he's in it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So one of the things that people are actually talking about and that they're pretty excited about is the romance option in the game. So apparently it sort of resembles Witcher 3 in the fact that unique quest lines will be available depending on how you romance somebody. But part of the problem with Witcher 3 was that it was completely heterosexual. Like, you couldn't force Geralt to play for a different team, I guess. But in Cyberpunk 2077, that's off the table. Like, it's more than just heterosexual romance options will be available. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Happy Pride.
Yeah, woo, happy Pride. Speaking of Witcher 3, also during the Nintendo E3, it was said that it's coming to the Switch. So I am looking forward to that. And I'm also excited by the fact that the used record store by my 9to5 sells used Switch games. So I'm about to drop some coins as soon as I become less poor.
I was gonna say, is that beautiful or is that dangerous for you?
It's gonna be a little dangerous, but right now I'm poor because I let's see here. I'm paying off a credit card bill, and I bought a ticket to a Lance Bass meet and greet. So my spending money for probably the next couple months is occupied, but totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Can I ask you a little bit about that before we move on to the next thing?
Go for it.
Do you know if your meet and greet, so does it include like a picture?
There were several levels that you can get, but the meet and greet that I particularly chose, I'll get a picture. It says that I get a signed something. It doesn't.
Yeah, you probably get like a signed poster maybe at the end.
Like, it doesn't specify what I can get signed, and yeah, like, I don't know if they're gonna give me a poster. I don't know if I need to bring something, but I have all of the NSYNC Funko Pops, so I will be bringing the Lance Bass Funko Pop with me to get that signed in case there isn't a poster that is given to me. They had other options where you could go out and have a drink with him.
Ooh.
Or you could go out and eat dinner with him and be like his social media person.
That was $8,000.
No, it wasn't too bad, but it was expensive. But there was no point in me doing that because I wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
I would just be an anxiety-ridden mess. And the whole drinking situation, like, I can see myself knocking back a bourbon and then wanting to fight his husband. So I picked the best one for me, and the best one happened to be the most basic, which he'll get to say hello to me, and he will sign some stuff and take a picture, and I will go on with my life knowing that I have met James Lance Bass. So
I'm like super excited for you. Like, I've been through so many meet and greets, and I actually got to meet my fave, Patrick Stump of Fall Out Boy. Holla.
Okay.
So if you have questions about meet and greets, I've done enough of them. I'm your girl, I can tell you.
I've met Lisa Loeb. I feel like I've met other people, but I can't remember off the top of my head. No clue. All right, but it'll be fine. It's at the Indianapolis State Fair. Is it Indianapolis State Fair. We have a bunch of free concerts for the State Fair, and one of them is like his pop review thing, and he has all these bands from the early 2000s, one of which is Aaron Carter, which Kim died about because we used to watch the what's his older brother's name? Nick.
Yeah.
Nick Carter, he had a reality show. Did you know that?
I vaguely remember that. Like, vaguely.
Nick Carter had a reality show and Aaron was a little dick on it. Like, he just wanted to sit in his room and make beats all day.
Yeah, because he had that coming to the party, it's Aaron's party. He had like that song, whatever it was, going on.
This was a little bit old. He was a little bit older and he's like in his room making beats, and Nick decided that they all needed to go on vacation, and like the entire time Aaron's moaning about his beats. He's like, beats, I just want to be on my beats. And like, so sometimes me and Kim will be like, my beats. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And we got way off topic of gaming.
Sorry.
It is quite all right. This next part is serious. Here at Geeky Girls Night In and Geeky Girls Guide to Life, we all deal with some form of mental illness, be it ourselves or the people that we love. With this in mind, we want to give our condolences to the friends and family of YouTube gamer Atika. If you're feeling like there's no other way out, please call the number in our show notes. It's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. And I won't be asinine and give you quippy things because this is a serious matter, but know that there are people that care about you, even if it doesn't feel that way.
I will say that depression is really hard. Me and Leslie have, talked outside of here. I've had really bad postpartum depression. Mm-hmm. And the best thing that I can tell you about your depression, whether it's postpartum or anything like that, it lies. It lies to you. It tells you that nobody cares. It tells you that nobody wants you around, and that is a lie. Mm-hmm. So just, if you're looking for a sign, this is it. Yes. Stick around.
Please do.
We love you.
We do. So, in book news, Children of Blood and Bone.
Yes.
It has a sequel called, well, it's not out yet. It's called Children of Virtue and Vengeance.
Okay.
And it's due around December 2019. So you can start pre-ordering that now. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
I may have to go back and reread the original one, because it's been a minute, and a coworker was asking me all about it, and because she had just read it, and I was like, I barely remember. I remember this, that, and the other. So yeah, I definitely need to go back and reread.
Oh yeah, I just read it. It just came up available in my library stuff just now.
Oh yeah.
I will listen to most of my books on audiobooks so that I can kind of read at work or read while my child is sleeping. Sure. I am like, wow. Like,
yeah.
I mean, even if in every piece of media, there's things you can critique, or there's things that you don't really like as much in it. And if you could change it, you could. I mean, I'm a writer, so I'm always thinking like that. But no, love her. She has an interview with Jimmy Fallon, I think, that she did on The Tonight Show with him. Mm-hmm. That's on YouTube, that all of you guys should check out. Like, amazing writer. Putting it on my bucket list. Let's interview her. Let's do it right now.
Right this second. Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, are you out there?
Yes.
We'd love to interview you. Okay. So.
Okay. Here I come right now.
Right. In books that I have read, my reading has been a bit lax the past couple months, but I have gotten through 2 books. The first one being because it took so long to get from the library, and I didn't want to let it go without actually reading it, because then I'd have to put it on hold again and I'd be waiting another 3 months. And that's Michelle Obama's autobiography.
Oh, yay. Wow, we are 2 for 2 today.
Right? So now, if you want my thoughts on the whole situation, if you go to my personal Twitter, if you go to my personal Twitter, there is the pinned tweet is a whole stack of tweets that I wrote as soon as I got done with the book. I was very upset. I don't know. Because,
like, upset with the book, or
no, look, I'll read you what I had to say, because Well, I can't read you what I had to say because I turned my phone off because my alarm was going off.
You said things. I remember.
I called Trump an orange custard cream. Let me see. Give me a second here and I can pull it up. Log in. Me. All right. Just finished reading the autobiography of Michelle Obama at work. I'm in hysterical tears, and everyone's confused because I'm crying at work for seemingly no reason. But she's just so great. She's great. Her husband's great. Her kids are great. Her mom is great. Her dogs are great. Her staff is great. Her sense of fashion is great. Everything is just great. And we have been stuck in a dumpster fire since they left, and I really miss their optimism and style that they brought to the White House. And now we have a goddamn orange custard cream in office who I suspect is senile. And then in parentheses, I put him crying harder. And everything is shit, and I'm scared for the babies in the concentration camps. And why can't we stick the custard cream and his plagiarizing indifferent wife in a concentration camp where they can be attacked by bald eagles and get somebody in here that actually isn't xenophobic racist and knows how to dress their body? Bottom line, I have a lot of feelings. And what about her garden? Is it still producing? Do they donate the produce? It's such an amazing legacy. And then I have a gif of Fantasia crying on stage.
Is it that one where she won American Idol the first time?
I don't think so. Like she's throwing her head back and screaming, and somebody's basically leading her off stage.
Oh, that's who that is. Okay, I was like, whose funeral is this? Okay.
yes.
I mean, same. I mean, I finished it a little bit before you did, and I mean, you already know. I mean, her dad with the MS, like, I was like, when she was describing it in the beginning, I was like, no, I know what this is, nope. And she goes, my dad had multiple sclerosis. And I was like, damn it. And then we had that conversation about, like, you know, if he had taken his meds, like, would he have been okay?
Right.
I mean, it's funny because I am both Michelle Obama and I am her dad. Like, I am both like, I don't need to take this mess, I'll be fine. And I am, damn it, take your meds. Right. And so it's just like, yeah, I left with tears mainly because of that. Like, she was able to skip ahead, like, to the wedding without him, but oh god, so much.
Yeah, it was so bad.
But so wonderful, would you say?
Yes, it was. Everything was great, and just her, like, I feel like I have a better sense of Obama. Like, I didn't get that while he was in office. I didn't get that he was like this laid back dude. And honestly, you can't be this laid back dude. You're the president. You just kind of got to be there. But you can see hints of that now. He's like, just like, whatever, I get there when I get there.
He really was.
Right.
And she would be so mad.
Right. She's like, how are you going to be an intern and be late on your first day? And then, like, he shows up at the bar for drinks in, like, a white linen Miami Vice blazer. I'm like, this is, you know what? He just marched to the beat of his own drummer. I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, it was really cute. And it was very presented in a very realistic way, you know.
Also, they made, you may not agree with me on this one, but they made it seem like, is it Sasha? Yeah, it's Sasha, that Sasha was kind of an airhead. Did you get that?
I'm trying to look back and see.
Like, it could be that, like, she was just young and that's what it was. But like, the thing that sticks out the most to me was that, like, Michelle was going through their school or walking through their school, and they had, like, the papers up of what I did for summer vacation, and Sasha's read, "We met the Pope. He's missing a finger."
Okay, then I see.
Just like little itty bitty things like that, and I'm just like,
you know what? They're very adorable and well adjusted, which is something I can only aspire to. Like, that's no small feat, is raising literal children while your first lady and your husband is the literal president, like, for them to kind of come out and be fine, like, the only thing was not Sasha, who was the older one? Malia. The picture of her that they had to get taken down of her sneaking a cigarette.
And so here's the thing with that too. Like, she made a point about that because we were all allowed our screw ups. Mm-hmm. She felt bad. Michelle felt bad that Malia wasn't allowed her screw ups without the public eye seeing him. Right. But like, she snuck a cigarette. The Bush twins were falling out of buildings drunk as shit.
Yes.
So I mean, Malia, you do you, girl. You are young. You only live once. You have the best time of your life. Please, like, don't get killed or anything like that, because you seem like an absolute sweetheart. And, you know, just don't get hurt. That's all. Have your fun. Don't get hurt. And maybe find some new friends, because those are the ones that have been dry snitching on you.
Yeah. But I mean, like, honestly, with everything that they've gone through, like, those are some two, like, emotionally mature and healthy young ladies, like, better than me.
Right. Like when she was playing tennis and like, mm-hmm. and like in the street, and the lady was like, "Aren't you scared?" And she's like, "Do I think about my death daily? No." And it goes back to hitting tennis balls. I'm like, you that girl right there. That's your mom. Yeah. I like that. That's
right. Great. And you would think, like, I wonder if the first time that she heard, can I say Michelle? See, I came up with this debate. I don't know whether I can call her Michelle or not.
I call her Forever Flotus or Auntie Shelly. So, I mean, you do.
Fabulous Flotus. Fantastic Flotus.
There you go.
Comic edition #1. Like, how I can just imagine her daughter, like, saying something like that back to her, and her having that realization of, like, crap, this is the kind of daughter that I raised, though, so I can't really, like, tell her, like, quit acting grown and shit. I'm sick of that. It's like, well, you did make a good point.
Also, one of the things that I didn't know was that, like, I thought when you moved in, like, I knew when you moved into the White House, the rent was free.
Right.
But I also thought the food and stuff was free. It turns out they get an itemized bill for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was just like, huh. And she said that she had to, like, keep an eye on that, because all, like, they had to do was be like, oh man, I love this rare rambutan from, like, Thailand, and, like, the White House kitchens would have it flown in at enormous expense, and then they get that bill and they'd be like, oh.
Like, you better, hey, like, you better quit ordering that expensive shit.
Right. But, like, my husband was like, he gets paid something like $400,000 a year. I think he can afford the rare fruit from Thailand. And I'm like, but they have student loans.
Yeah, so, they have student loans. They got 2 kids.
Yeah, that are going to college. And yeah.
I don't think the air conditioning in that place is cheap. Like,
no. And, like, they got itemized bills for, like, toilet paper, toiletries, things like that. And,
yeah, I can't imagine. Like, just knowing that would be stressful, I think. Right. On top of, you know, like, running the entire country. Jeez.
Like, are we having fish sticks tonight? Is tonight a fish? Where did you get these fish sticks from? They're not like the fancy ones, like, down in, like, South Florida that they call dolphin fingers, are they? Because we can't afford them. We just need some Gordon's Fisherman fish sticks.
Can y'all run down to Aldi's, please?
Please. Oh my gosh. So, you know what? As a matter of fact, don't even run to Aldi's. We vegan tonight. Go pick something out the garden.
Right. Exactly. Like, we got food in that garden. What are you talking about?
Get some honey. We'll work it on out. But no. But so that, as you can tell, that was a really good book. And then the second book that I read is called Everlasting Rose, and it's part of a series called The Bells. Now, in the first book of The Bells, it's set in basically New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And everybody's gray.
Okay.
Everybody's gray, and you got brittle hair. Okay. And there is these group of women, and they're called Bells. And they're the only ones that can create beauty. So, I forget what happened, but, like, So the way that it works is like everybody's gray and their hair is brittle, and I think they have red eyes. I can't remember. But if you stay in that state for too long, it'll mess with your mind. So you need the bells to do beauty work on you. And there is royalty. And every year, royalty picks the favorite of the bells. And that bell is like elevated beyond belief. They do all the beauty work at the palace. And like when I talk beauty work, they clear the skin up. They make your hair they set trends, things like that. Well, the queen was sick. One of the queen's daughters was sick. And the other queen's daughter was just the worst. She wanted to be the most beautiful person ever, and if you were prettier than her, she would demand that they kind of dumb down your beauty, I guess.
Okay. But it's better than what I thought. I thought you were going to say demand that they kill you. Like, dear God.
Well, if you refuse to get your beauty fixed, yeah, she would kill you.
Ooh, okay.
She had the bells play tricks, like not funny haha tricks, funny mean and just awful tricks. And the bells have like an innate power in them that controls flowers, and as well they can grab on the life force basically. And the way that they were taught was like by flowers. So like they can make flowers grow, they can make them shrink, they can reach out to you, the flowers can grab you, stuff like that. But they're not taught to use it in that way. They're just strictly taught beauty. Well, some stuff happens in the first book. Hell breaks loose. The favorite has to go on the run. And then we're in the second book, and it's a continuation of the first book. And the way that this ended, they could have a third book, but it's not necessary. And I appreciate that so much, because I just, like a few months ago, I read a series that started with the girl in freshman year, and I think we got to junior year, and then I'm like, well, where the hell's senior year? And like I went to the writer's website. She's like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of writing this book. Here's what would have happened if I'd have wrote the book, but I ain't writing it.
You know, I can appreciate that.
So I can too, but like this person wrapped it up. Her name is Danielle Clayton, and she wrapped it up so that, you know, while it would be great to have a third book, we don't necessarily need a third book because everything's wrapped up with a little bow. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because, like I said, it's a really good book. You should check it out. And it's like, this isn't a spoiler, but you find out that the bells are made, not born.
Okay.
Like one bell comes out of the sky, from out of the sky. That's all you get. That's all I'm giving you. But one of the bells comes out of the sky, and from this, multiple bells are created. So,
good to know.
Yes. So, have you read any more books?
The one that I'm reading right now is The Sun Is Also a Star, which is also, it's a movie out right now. I'm not really into romance at all, but both characters, they're telling the story of the guy and the girl that eventually fall in love with each other. They're both immigrants. One, at this point in the story, her dad got a DUI, so they're actually going to get deported. And the other, the guy, his mom's putting a lot of pressure on him to go to a high-end school. So, again, I'm not really into romance, but I do really like making people more human. I really love that about this book.
Isn't this a movie now?
Yes, it's a movie. It's out right now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could go see the movie, but I'm really always big on reading the book first. And since that came up in my queue, I was like, all right, well, that movie's going to have to wait till it's on DVD because I got to read this book first. And so far, it's a pretty good read. I'm about a quarter of the way in, so.
Very cool. Very cool. One more thing before we take a quick break. As we mentioned on the last episode, I created a group on Facebook called the Black Fan Fiction Consortium, and we would just love to hear about your favorite fandoms, read your fan fiction that includes people of color, and just have camaraderie with you and other writers, as well as people enthused to read your work. So I hope you'll join. There's some weird random questions that you have to answer before you get in that I'm going to change those, because Black people are not a monolith and not everybody knows what Tommy's job was. So look out for those to be changed soon. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
Today's show is brought to you by everyone's favorite new vampire game, Disaster Love Pong. Have you ever asked yourself, man, I wish I sure was more attractive to vampires and I want to play ping pong at the same time? Well, now you can. Fill This In Later Game Studios bring you Disaster Love Pong. Disaster Love Pong. Simply grab the razor blade handle and swing away. Everyone loves ping pong and everyone wants a vampire lover.
It's so much fun now that we're getting blood on each other.
Or at least a vampire to pay you attention. So what better way to do that than make 6 easy payments of $49.99? Grab your razor handle and challenge a fellow vamp crazy lovehound and get to playing. No matter if you're winning or losing, halfway through the game, we guarantee you'll either have attracted every blood-drinking lovermonger in a 10-mile radius's attention, or you'll be too adrenaline-filled from pain to care. Heck, throw a party and invite all your friends to nick and cut themselves too.
Ow, it's cool if we all do it.
And if anyone says it's disgusting to splutter clod-swinging ping pong paddle around, just remember, it's only weird until you're bitten and become immortal. Disaster Love Pong. Play for blood. And after a second game, we double guarantee you'll be hounded by every vampire in a 10-mile radius, and they'll only have eyes for you. Or you'll be too weak to feel your lonely heart pulsing in your chest anymore. Disaster Love Pong, now available at local blood banks and exclusively at Week in Geek. Disaster Love Pong. Order love, play from the heart. Order Disaster Love Pong now, or be lonely for eternity. Razor blades not included.
All right, so we're back, and this is about what we came here today, and the title of today's episode, which is called Poor Unfortunate Casting. So it was earlier, was it last week or was it what is today?
Today is, I don't know actually.
Okay,
what
I know.
Year is it?
We're good. It's the 1st of July as we're recording.
Okay.
But last week it came out that Melissa McCarthy is in talks to play Ursula the Sea Witch in the live action version of The Little Mermaid. Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't go super hard in the paint for Disney. I don't. It's just like, I like it, but The Little Mermaid is my jam. And I don't know really why. I think it may have something to do with the fact that, like, one day my grandfather was dropping me off at my mom's house and he just like pulled a cassette out of nowhere and was like, here. And like, I took it in the house and it was all the songs from Little Mermaid, along with a little book that gave me the lyrics to everything. I am Little Mermaid obsessed. As a matter of fact, Geeky Baby's bedroom, I didn't mean to do it, but it's kind of in Little Mermaid colors. So I have very definite ideas on who I think Ursula should be. I don't care who Ariel is. You can slap a redheaded wig on any skinny white lady, and that's fine by me. But Ursula was designed after a drag queen. Ursula was like, the inspiration for Ursula came from the drag queen Divine. And so, number one, like, I've never seen Melissa McCarthy in, I cannot talk tonight. Oh my God.
You're good. Keep going.
I've never seen Melissa McCarthy in a serious role. Like, I know she did that one where she was forging letters and selling them, like forging letters of famous artists or poets or something and selling them. I don't know. So like I know she's able to do seriousness, and like the Little Mermaid isn't serious, but there's also not a whole lot of comedy to Ursula, except like the way she looks. And so I do not agree with this casting, and I know it's not set in stone, and I'm hoping a lot of people made enough fluff that they reconsider, like they did with putting out that raggedy ass Sonic they did a few months ago. But honestly, this honor should go to one of two people. I think it should go to either Titus Burgess, or I can't think of the drag queen's name, the shade of it all. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Hold on.
I still agree with you.
Yeah, like Titus is my first choice, and then somebody brought up this drag queen, and I was like, yeah, that would work too. Shade of it all. Who is that? Latrice Royale. That's it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think those are the only two that could pull it off and pull it off beautifully. Please don't put Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, because then I can't go see your movie, and I really want to go see Little Mermaid. I own a Little Mermaid on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS. You can't do this to me.
See, this is bringing back some memories. When did Little Mermaid come out? Like 1989? Yeah, I was tantrum age. Yeah.
89. I was seven. Yeah, because I had just recently moved to Indiana. So I was having a rough go of it because I'm originally from the South, and while there were white people there weren't as many white people there as there were in my class. Like, I went from there being one lone white person in my classroom to me being the lone black person in my classroom moving to Indiana. So I was already having some issues, and then Little Mermaid came out and made it not all okay, but it made it better. You know, she wanted to be where the people were. I wanted to be where there were some black people.
I want to be where the black people are. I want to see them dancing.
Where can I find my Jerry curl juice? I had a Jerry curl. It was bad.
I mean, I had a relaxer, so that was also burned. Like, I mean, so on one end, on one note, I'm exceptionally happy that they haven't considered Rebel Wilson for this role, because that's who I thought they would put in this.
That would be even worse.
Oh, that would not be.
Because she doesn't have any serious acting behind her at all.
No.
No.
And I mean, like, you know, she's a typecast actor. She does the same role, and it works for her, and that's great. I could absolutely see her bringing that same thing to this, and I don't know. I don't really want her like flopping around on the floor, and I don't know. Anyway, I guess I feel like on one end, I don't know, big pause, right? On one end, I feel like I could see maybe Melissa McCarthy has a better stretch than somebody like Rebel Wilson and could possibly play it. I don't think it would necessarily be bad. What annoys me is that it's a very safe casting. You cast somebody who is plus size, you cast someone who is white, cis female. So it completely ignores the fact that the original character was drag queen.
Yeah.
Or that's who it was based off of. Yes. And I think that's what bugs me about it more, is that it's such a safe choice. It's too safe of a choice. Like, if you are going to, you know, have any kind of gender bending or anything in a role in Disney, like, this is the one to do it. And they're still kind of like, I don't know. I think, you know, Melissa McCarthy would be a really safe role. Like, I don't really want to shit on her, because I think she has enough experience under her belt to where she could do a good job. I just don't want it in this.
If she does this, I'm gonna get thrown out of a theater, because as soon as she comes on the screen, I'm just gonna be like, boo, get off the stage. Where's Titus? And like, can she sing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the other part, is like, maybe she can. I mean, I don't know, because maybe we just never seen her sing. Maybe auto-tune is really amazing.
You know what? No, let me tell you something. Auto-tune is incredible, and I'm gonna tell you how I know. So you know that movie Sing?
Yeah.
Okay. The porcupine that sings her original song. I love that song. Like it's on Geeky Baby's playlist, and we play the playlist every single morning on the way to school. And when I added it, I noticed something. Guess who actually sings the song? Who? Scarlett Johansson.
Oh no. Oh yes. God. Are they going to cast her as Ursula? Okay.
Probably.
See, this is what I'm scared of. I'm scared that we'll complain about...
Scarlett Johansson's going to be cast as King Triton.
Yeah, yep. There you go. Or Eric. See, I mean, that's the only thing. I'm too scared to really complain about Melissa McCarthy because I feel like Disney will be like, okay, well, let's give you somebody like 10 times worse. I'm like, no, wrong direction. Go this way. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would be a good redemption story because in that video that I showed you with Titus singing Poor Unfortunate Souls, he talks about how he was cast as Sebastian and wanted to audition for this. And they were like, no. And I think it just kind of talks to how small-minded people still are, especially about this role, which is not the role to be small-minded about because it's literally like... But anyway, you're going to have to draw that link unless you want to play it now. Do you want to play it now? No? Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to drop that link. I said draw it. You can draw it in the show notes too. Drop that link in the show notes because I saw that after you. Like, I literally only saw that this week.
Oh no! Like it's been out for years, and
yeah, I didn't even know. And I was still, when you said Titus, I was like, you know, yeah. And I hadn't even seen this yet. And then once I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. It's done.
Yeah, I want either him or Latrice Royale, and nobody else will do. And oh my God, everybody can fight me.
Do you feel like it's homophobic that they want to cast specifically a cis woman in this role?
I don't know if it's homophobic. So here's the problem I have with answering that. I believe I have some homophobia. I don't mean to, but the fact of the matter is I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, unless somebody's blatantly pointing it out to me, that's homophobic. I'm like, unless they're blatant about it, unless their homophobia is blatant. Like, the biggest example I could give was we saw like two men walking together, and my husband was like, they're a cute couple, and I'm like, they're not brothers? And
well, that's kind of cute though.
My husband just looked at me and was like, brothers don't typically hold hands like that, sweetheart. And I'm like, I didn't even see that. Oh, my bad. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can answer that.
Yeah, I mean,
so it could be homophobic, but the first one was based off a drag queen. So how are you going backwards in your thought process? I know everything's a dumpster fire right now, but
you knew what I was gonna say.
Right, Disney, Disney, it's me, it's Leslie, and we need to have a talk. I don't think you understand how much I need this right now. Like, life is spiraling out of control. We had somebody in the Democratic debates that I'm about 98% is like a Kelpie or a witch or something that had really bad eyelashes. And, you know, as I said before, there's an orange custard cream like yelling angry things with bad teeth. And, you know, work isn't going so hot for me right now. And typically I'm on a diet minus today's cake, so I'm also a little hungry for bread. And you know, I just really need this, and I need you guys to get your shit together. And and cast somebody that actually makes sense and not Melissa McCarthy. Like, she's a great person and she's a great actress. She did one of my favorite skits on SNL. It's the one where she plays Lulu something, and like, you know how one of those old-timey actors had, why don't you come over and see me sometime, or something like that. Like, Lulu's was, why don't you come upstairs sometime and see me sometime. It was absolutely ridiculous that she kept falling down the stairs and breaking all her bones. So, like, I absolutely adore Melissa McCarthy. I loved her in Bridesmaids. This is not the role for her. And I need this so much. I don't think that you understand. I will write several letters. I have nothing but time on Wednesday. I'll be in a car for about 8.5 hours. I can write some letters and some postcards. Ask Quinzel. I wrote 50 of them while on vacation. I wrote some to her, my cousin, and another girl. I got nothing but time. Please do not cast this woman in this role. I can't take it.
Poor unfortunate casting. In pain, in need. I mean, yeah, I agree, and I don't know how to word it, because I'm not gonna say it's not homophobic. I have a hard time with the word homophobia because it's a fear, and I don't think people are being fearful. I think people are being assholes most of the time when they think they're being fearful. But in this case, it does feel like we're going to play it safe. We're going to play it cool. We don't want people to riot. We don't want people to be upset. So we're going to do it like safely. And I just feel like if they go with somebody like Titus or Latrice, it will make such a huge difference in representation. Yes. I think it makes such a huge difference in how people view that community. Like, yes. I think I say that community, you know what I mean. We're all together. I'm not coming out on the podcast. Nope. What? But in all seriousness, yes. We need to be, we need this level of openness. We need this level of just being, I don't know. We need it. It's where people say representation matters, and I just think that this would make a huge impact in a Disney movie, no less. I mean, you and I know that the original Ursula, I think most people know that the original Ursula was based off a drag queen, but I feel like a lot of people, especially people I grew up around, were removed enough from it to where they could say that that's not the case.
Right.
And especially since it was animated and whatnot. But I think, I don't know, I can really see how big of a difference it would make. And plus, I mean, Titus wanted this role forever. So, I mean, that would be a huge win for him. Like, I want this for him mainly. Like,
maybe I should write him a letter. Maybe we can like come together with a plan and like get him the role. Cause you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I could do this. Like, I could like lobby for people to get jobs, but I think that would make me an agent, and that's a complete other job.
I mean, I've got Geeky Girl Guide letterhead. Like,
I know.
I'll pretty it up for you. We can, you just have to sign it.
I can do that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing this.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay.
# Titus for Ursula.
Is there a good like Titus Ursula mashup of a name? Tursula. Eritis.
That sounds like you got a P and it burns. Oh well. That is about all we have for today. Make sure you check out Geeky Girl's Guide to Life. Quinzel has a lovely article about free mom hugs and free dad hugs.
Free mom hugs.
Yes. What else is there?
I guess, I mean, it's not published yet, but I am working on a review of Becoming by Michelle Obama. But I mean, I drafted it, so we could do a co-review too.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
From me or both of us. That'll be coming.
Yep. Anything else? You got anything coming that you're going to?
Maybe.
We'll hold off on that then. If you don't. I'll be at the Indiana State Fair to meet Lance Bass, and that's about it. And to get an elephant ear, and then
wait, what?
Hi, have you seen me? Elephant ear.
What?
Do you not know what an elephant ear is?
No. Is it an actual?
No, it's not an actual elephant ear.
Okay.
I
was imagining an elephant ear like deep fried.
Okay, so let's back up a minute. Do you know what a funnel cake is?
Yeah.
Okay. Same concept, different type of dough.
Okay.
And like it's about the size of an elephant ear. That's why it's called an elephant ear. As a matter of fact, there's a place in Kokomo, Indiana called B as in boy, B&K's, and they make mouse ears, which are the tiny version of elephant ears. But with elephant ears, they don't have like whipped cream or strawberries or anything like that. It's just a pile of cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
And it's huge. I get one every year. That's my like one indulgence at the fair. And every year I say I'm gonna do different, and I'm gonna get a funnel cake, and it never happens ever.
Now, to clarify, it is not a severed ear of an elephant that is deep fried.
Funny story. I did not hear of an elephant ear until I had moved to Indiana. Once again, I was like 7 or 8, and I went to the fall festival, and somebody was like, "Oh, you must try the elephant ears," and I was just like about to pass out.
Okay.
Because I thought they were out here hacking up Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hasn't he been through enough?
Like, yeah, aren't elephants in states to like you're just hacking off ears?
Right. But no, they're actually delicious dough with tons of cinnamon sugar. So much cinnamon sugar, in fact, that by the time I get done eating one, depending on what type of shirt I have on, there is cinnamon sugar all over my titties.
Oh, well, that'll be a nice treat for your spouse.
Yes. Well, no, because you're walking around the fair in 90 degrees, so you're sweaty and
well, that works.
It's so gross.
I mean, it works for somebody. Different strokes for different folks, right?
But not here at this geeky house. It does not. All right, guys. I think that's it, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Geeky Girls Night In is brought to you by me, Leslie. You can find me on Twitter at Geeky Girls NI, on Facebook at Geeky Girls Night In, or in your backyard, strumming dulcet tones on a mandolin, serenading you sweetly. Feel free to shoot me a message if you have something geeky going on that you want announced on the show. You can find written musings by me, Quinzel, or Melissa at geekygirlguide.com. Like the show? Would you like to buy me a cup of coffee? Consider donating to my coffee. That's ko-fi.com/geekygirlsni. Want to send me or the other girls some snail mail? You can reach us at P.O. Box 90232, Indianapolis, Indiana 46290. Feel free to leave a review on iTunes or on the Facebook page. I'll read new reviews, good or bad, on the show. Music is by Makai Beats. Until next time,